What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where you already know we're bringing it to you real and we're bringing it to you raw. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video, and make sure you leave a comment. Got a brother on that did a bunch of time with Whitey Bulgers. He's been in a couple different federal prisons. He's now in his country living his best life, free. Leon, bringing you on the show. Tell the people who you are, where you're from, and talk a little bit about you, brother.
Well, I'm born in let's say the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. I was just one of those dudes that just did everything right. Never got in trouble. I always wanted to be in the military. Graduated from high school. Went in the Air Force, and in the Air, I was a mechanic. I wanted to be a fighter pilot, all that stuff. But I guess being of a darker shade with an accent isn't going to be so easy in the Air Force, I guess. So everything was doing good, and I would say it's a 21-year anniversary. I was in Korea, had a lot of girls, Korean girls, Russian girls over there, drinking, having a good time. But this major just seemed to just single me out to be the guy to be playing with, and 2 weeks away from going to Italy, Sergeant Stripe coming, I didn't know at the time. He kind of would embarrass me in front of people. And I had a lot of things going on, and it just was a Friday night of drinking, my going away, and some MP stepped to me, man, and I let him know that I'm not the one to be played with. So that was my first time getting handcuffs. And then from there, it was just downhill, took away all the stripes, went to, I think, Virginia. There's an Air Force base by Hampton, Virginia, and at that time, they didn't want me to progress. It was just a downhill until finally it just came to an end on a bad note. So, but the reason they got rid of me was I'm that dude with them guns. The special forces wanted to recruit me. I was in Korea, and I got like about 3 or 4 confirmed kills simulated on Navy SEALs. Over there we got the M16s with the blanks with the lasers. They put me in a section and they try to crawl up on me. I do all that Vietnam stuff. Dress up like a bush, crawl up on you with fake knives. I did that. And I'm supposed to be the Air Force guy. And they was like, man, you use that dude. When I go to the range, I usually outshoot people. I'm that good with guns. The only way I can describe it is magic. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. I can shoot with a handgun. I can shoot you 150 feet away with 9mm. And it's like, wow. So when you're a dark-skinned guy with this much firearm skills, you're kind of a danger or a threat to the world, it seems like. So what they did was they made sure I can't legally go to a gun store and buy a gun legally again. So when I got out, this was about 2006, 2007, I was like, really? That's how you want to play? Well, I started my own little operation of buying guns or having people buy guns for me in Florida and West Palm Beach. And I used to smuggle them down in the ships. I used to work for a shipping company. And I had a nice little gun operation. Everybody had their drug operation, but I was the gun guy. That's just me. I think everybody has a right to defend themselves. That's just me. And I got too friendly with this clown. I didn't realize how stupid he was. And I invited him to come with me to Florida, go to the gun shows, go to gun stores, go to the range, have a good time. And this dude just went completely crazy. Like when you can't just invite everybody on a mission to Colombia to get coke, meet Pablo Escobar, because some dudes ain't cut like that. They fake your friend, but they're not cut like that. This dude, he destroyed my whole operation. That last shipment was supposed to be my last thing I was doing. That was over $25,000 worth of guns. That's stateside money coming down here. A brand new AR-15s, AKs, MAC-10s, Desert Eagles, whatever you can think of. Yeah, I'm that dude. Everything. I used to call it the Arnold Schwarzenegger collection. It's like Terminator, all the guns he had, I had it.
So let me ask you this. You end up getting arrested. They
Yeah.
charge you. They take you to federal court. Where do you go to federal court at? In St. Thomas?
Well, they brought the SWAT team and the helicopter down here. They caught the guns up in West Palm Beach, but I jumped on the plane before the guns got to the ship, but they intercepted it because of what he did to tip them off. So they came down here with a 20-plus man SWAT team, snipers, and they dragged me back to the States. And my case was in Florida because the guns got caught in Florida, not down in the Virgin Islands, So And the two of them, it was a 3-man operation. I'm the only guy that kept his mouth shut. The two of those guys, they're rats. They ratted on me. You got the tapes with the recordings of them telling everything. I put them up to it. They didn't know this was going on. I'm the boss. Right. So they got one guy got a year, the other guy got 2. I got 6. So from there, like I said, I already did a year in a military prison. So I know about prison, but one thing about prison for a military dude, I think being in the military, it kind of helped me out because it's like the same thing. You're in a bunch of people you don't really know, different walks of life. A bunch of the COs are like the sergeants or people who outrank you. They can talk to you any way they want to, and it's okay. You can't talk back to them that way. So it was almost like just being in the military for me. I think that's what kind of helped me out, because I wasn't that type of person looking forward to go to prison like some of these younger dudes. That's stupid. Feel me? But so I got there, and I'm a dude. I was at the Coleman medium. I don't tolerate disrespect from correction officers. Nobody. I'm just that dude. I don't tolerate it. I used to walk the compound by myself. The vice warden used to want to walk with me. It's like, because he see how I move. So got into it with another correction officer, and finally they took me to the shoe. And they think I'm gonna break. I'm that type of dude. You can't break me. It's all in the mind. Not everybody can just do the shoe for a year, 2 years straight. I can do it. I put my mind other places. And this is how you know when you meet a dude that can't do time in a shoe. Because after 2 weeks, he wants to fight you. Because he can't stand it. So he has to fight somebody. And who's the only person in there, if the two of them are you in this bathroom, is you. So it's about 2 weeks is when you're going to tell me if you can't handle this or not. Right? You've been there, so you know.
Did you end up having fights with your cellies in the shoe?
Yeah, got into it with one guy. After about how many months, he just said things that was just, I couldn't believe a father with a daughter would say the things he would say about his daughter, or what he would set his daughter up with.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that stuff because you will bang us. But
so that's why I stopped talking to him, man. And he felt that. You know what I'm saying? So
you end up leaving the medium. You go to USP Coleman too, right?
Right.
So some people, say, hey, it's got a bad name, it's a bad place, whatever. But there are some gangsters over there, right?
Man, yeah, of course. I mean, don't go to Coleman 2 thinking it's all sweet. Yeah, it's majority of them are rats. But the thing is, this is what people need to understand. To me, I identify 4 types of rat behaviors. There's the killer rat. A killer rat, if you expose them, like example, like Alpo or someone like that, if you expose them as a rat, they're gonna kill you because that's their thing. Yeah, I'm a rat, but I'm gonna kill you. So you gotta be able to prepare to kill them. That's the killer rat. Then I call them the second is a tough guy rat. The tough guy rat, you expose him as a rat, he's gonna beat you up. Oh yeah, I'm a rat, but they walk around with their chest like this all day. I'm a rat, but you're not gonna come in out of my face because I'm gonna beat your ass. That's a tough guy rat. Then there's a third rat. I call them the flip the script rat. They flip the script on you and they tell everybody that you're a rat. They tell lies and so you're the rat. And tell a lie. Oh, Joe said that you told her about the cocaine down the street. That's a flip the script rat. Yeah, you experience these people come up, Chad. And then the fourth one is, I call him the walking shame rat. He just walks with his head down and keep his mouth shut because you're a rat. So those, to me, that's the 4 type of rat behaviors I identify. So, but the killer rats and the tough guy rats, they're there though. And the killer rat's gonna kill you. So don't think you can go to Coleman 2 thinking everything is sweet. Nah.
So let's talk about this, right? You end up running into Whitey Bulgers at Coleman 2. We're gonna talk about Whitey a little bit, right?
Okay.
How do you first meet Whitey? Is he in the shoe? Is he walking the compound? What's going on?
Well, I was in the shoe at the time because me and a dude, as I told you a little earlier, I got into it with a dude over the entertainment section where you have the TVs and the visual TVs. And if you don't make that room in time, all the TVs are out. So this dude was trying to think I was rushing the line, but I was in front of him, started talking slick, and we got into it in the rec TV area. So we're in the shoe, and while I'm in the shoe, I just keep hearing gossip like, hey, Whitey Bulgers here, Whitey Bulgers here. I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't care. I didn't really know much. I'm a mob dude. I watched Goodfellas back in 1990, and I just kind of was into mob stuff. All the movies, Donnie Brasco, Casino. I study the mob, and I'll tell you how good I am.
Let me stop you for a second, okay? So
Yeah.
you're one of the guys that does his bid by watching TV. You're a TV guy in prison, right?
Yeah, that's what I am.
So you've seen all the mob movies because you've been in prison for many years. You're probably just sitting there like, yo, this is how I do my time. Eating your popcorn.
This is how I do my time. Yeah. So what happened was, when I got out the shoe back to K2 unit, Whitey got out the shoe. It was probably just before New Year's of 2015. So it was like late 2014, December. I got out the shoe and he probably got out. They had let out, you know how they let a whole bunch of people out the shoe at one time almost? So when I got to the unit, he came to the unit as well. And he's just an old guy in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And you see, in prison, the other Caucasian crew, you know how it is in prison, who's black, who's white. But the Caucasian crew in the unit, they looked out for him. So they took care of him. Like, you are not gonna touch Whitey. You know what I mean? Because there's this one guy, I don't know if he's ex-AB or ex-whatever type of Caucasian gang, whatever, in prison. Because a lot of dudes come from other prisons, they come to Coleman too, because they stabbed somebody, almost killed somebody, came from the smooth program. So, and they bring them there to just try to stay out of trouble and go home. So you don't try people. You don't know what this dude is. So he used to take care of Whitey. But you see, I'm a veteran. And in prison, a lot of veterans look out for each other. Like, hey, you in the military? Yeah, you in the Marines? I was what? So there's like a camaraderie, even in prison. So there was this older guy. He was in there for, unfortunately, killing his wife. A lot of military guys seem to be in there for that. And yeah, you know that. So we used to have like book clubs. I was cool with him. He's Caucasian. He was like a hippie from the 60s and 70s. He's like in his 60s, And I was into planes and stuff. I used to get books about mechanical stuff with airplanes. And he came to me one day and told me that Whitey wanted to see my book about B-52s. And I was like, okay, no problem. So he just took me over there and he introduced me, and he's like, hey, my name is, Leon, and I know about you. I heard about you. And he was like, and one thing about me is I had a friend of mine. He's a musician. He worked with Michael Jackson back in the 80s and in the 90s. He's a musician. You ever saw that movie Weekend at Bernie's 2, Part 2?
Yeah.
That was filmed right down the street. Most of that, yeah. Weekend at Bernie's too. Yeah, I met the cast. I was even in the movie. You can't really see me, but
did you?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: did you spend the night at Bernie's?
Well, I had the after party. I met the guy who played Bernie. That's good enough.
Bernie died.
But the guy who played Troya, well, yeah. Well, if he was died,
I'm joking with you, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know he was still walking. Yeah. But anyways, so the guy took me to meet Whitey, and I carry myself as, you're somebody, but I'm somebody too. I don't be no fanboy. Can I get your autograph? And that's what this guy told me. When you meet important people or celebrities or infamous, whatever, you don't be no fanboy. You be respectful. You talk to them like you're somebody. And I believe that's how I carried myself, because he would talk with me and deal with me like he would do with nobody other. Didn't matter what color, whatever. And we just start talking. He was in the Air Force. He was a mechanic. He worked on propeller planes, the engines, piston engines on the bombers. And I was in the Air Force. We love guns. He's a gun nut. I'm a gun nut. We could talk about guns all day. And it just ended up me and him just talking every day, hanging out.
What was he like, man, when you talked to him? Did he seem like he was nervous there? Was he sad? Did he feel depressed? I mean, I talked to him a lot, too, when I was in Rec Alone. He was in Rec Alone, Cell Alone, and I was in the Rec Cage. I did about 14 months in the hole, so I talked to him every day, but I want your perspective. What was your perspective?
Well, he was like, he had like a celebrity status, because I'm Whitey Bulger. They're making a movie about me, So it was like everybody wanted to talk to him, you know what I'm saying? He was like a celebrity. I mean, so everybody was cool. He would talk with everybody. the captain would come up and say, "Hey, man, I saw the movie. That was a good movie." I mean, he used to, yeah, Whitey, yeah. Man, look, this dude he used to show me the picture. Women would send him pictures of them in lingerie. This dude used to be in his cell. He had groupies. Yeah, he would get, you know much mail he got? He got more mail than anybody in the unit. You guys don't know what went on, man. This is why I'm here to tell you the truth. He showed me a picture of this one young lady in a black lingerie, and he's laughing, showing me the picture. Like, look, this girl there. Yeah. For an 86-year-old man, he acted more like about a 60-some-year-old. He was like Hugh Hefner. He was a cool dude.
Did he have money in there? Was he able to eat what he wanted and live how he wanted?
Yeah, his brother sent him. His brother, he's I guess like a senator. Used to be some kind of. He sent him money, so he was able to go commissary, no problem. Yeah, he had big bags. Sometimes I'll help him. The other guys would help him with it because he's in a wheelchair. We used to have to roll him to the cafeteria and back, and we had no problem pushing him. Yeah, Whitey was cool. He would have his cap on backwards. He was just hanging out. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to tell the kids, don't go to jail. Don't go to prison. It's not a place to go. But guess what? In some spots, you can't just walk around mean mugging all the time, man. You gotta just live. You know what I mean? You basically like making lemons with lemonade. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do.
You got to make lemonade with lemons. All right. So listen.
There you go. You got it.
It's all good. Listen, let me ask you this, right? When he was in there, did he have any enemies or anybody like, man, fuck that dude, man?
They never talked like that. I never heard nobody talk like that. If they did, they kept him to himself. I'll even tell you a funny story. I don't think it was funny, but I used to sit in the middle. Whitey used to sit at an angle to me on my left in his wheelchair. And there was this other guy. He was like a mob associate, affiliated. He was Italian up in Boston, right? And he always talked with us. We always would sit and talk. And then one day Whitey was telling how he would tell his war stories. And he was saying, hey, man, one time me and my guys, there was this store and by some street in Boston. And we came one night with our machine guns and shot up the place. And the guy was like, yeah, that was like Mulberry Street down by 58th, right? Yeah. I was in that store when you did that. Your crew was outside shooting while I was in there because we was in there. And it kind of got a little eerie silence because it's like the guy, I didn't know if the guy was just going to like, the whole time, I'm just waiting for you to strike. And I'm kind of in between the guy. So if he's going to go at him, he has to kind of get through me. So it's kind of a weird silence, but he was cool though. You know what I'm saying?
This. You liked Whitey. You talked to him a lot. If that guy tried to swing on Whitey was 86 years old, would you have helped him or would you let him just swing on him?
I would have stopped him. I'd have to do. That's just how we was. When we sat, I sat with my back this way, and Whitey used to sat towards me. So he watched my back, I watched his back. He had penitentiary etiquette. You know what I'm saying?
I know I talked to him a lot. You know what I mean? I wasn't ever on the compound and population with him, but I was in the rec cage with him not in the same rec cage, but in the rec cage next to him every day. And like you said, man, I'm not like a groupie dude, man. I'm like, so what, bro? I don't care what you had in the street. But I was, when I was able to talk to him and meet him, I was just kind of like, I wanted to pick his brain. You know what I mean? Did he ever talk to you about how he stayed on the run so long and how he never got caught, things like that?
He told me that he didn't go out much at night. He stayed home during the day because he told me that, hey, if you're at night, and it's true, that's when the cops want to stop you. During the day,
that's the same exact thing he told me, but go ahead. I shouldn't interrupt you.
Same thing, right? So that's what he said. They stayed home a lot. His girlfriend, Miss Gregg, she used to go out a lot, do the groceries and stuff like that because nobody knew her. But eventually, that's how they got caught. They stopped looking for him and started looking for her. And they recognized her. And that's how he got caught. So, yeah.
Crazy. So now let's talk about this, right? He ends up getting transferred. He leaves Coleman. He goes to Hazleton. Do you think the cops sent him out there on purpose to get killed, or what do you think happened?
Yes, they did. And this is how that thing happened. I want to kind of let the world know what happened because the truth needs to be told. What happened was, this was 2 years after I left. I left prison February 2016, and I still had friends I used to talk to on the phone, True Links or whatever. I tried to get Whitey to call me too, but he used to write me letters, which I showed you, and stuff like that. But about early 2018, like January 2018, what I was told was, Whitey, he's an old man, he goes get his checkups. He had like kind of bad legs, like skin, and he had to have put creams on and stuff. So he went to the nurse, the infirmary, whatever, and him and the nurse got into it. Like I said, I don't know if he was trying to put his moves on her or whatever, because that's how Whitey does. He's Hugh Hefner. Whitey pull checks, man. I don't know. But yeah, that 86-year-old man wasn't like, he was like that. But anyways, they got into it. I don't know if, like I said, what I was told was, he said this, bitch, don't you know who I am? I can have you killed. That's what he said. Bitch, don't you know who I am? I can have you killed. I'm Whitey Bulger. And that was the beginning of the end for Whitey, man. Like, you know how it is. Those females in there, they're probably dating some of those correction officers, dating the captain, dating the lieutenant. Somehow, somewhere, this thing spiraled out of control. They sent him straight to the shoe. And like I said, about maybe 2-3 months before I left, when he was there, he started to stay in his cell more. That chippy old Whitey who used to roll around in his wheelchair with a Tommy gun like he's shooting us down. Like, yeah, he used to play like he's a gangster. Like all that stuff. We used to make fake guns in there. Yeah, we used to make guns. I used to make guns with cardboards, make them chrome, put the silencers on. Yeah, we used to. It's prison. Yeah, it's bad, and kids don't go to prison, but you gotta try to have fun with the place, man.
I don't know about, I mean, listen, I tell people sometimes you got to smile to keep from crying, right?
Exactly, bro.
Prison is definitely a dangerous place, man. I mean, Whitey goes to other place, he gets killed, he ain't there long, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably do a little thing on that soon, anyway.
Yeah.
But let me ask you about this, because you just said, you tell kids, man, you don't want to go to prison. The places that you've been, have you seen violence?
I see violence all the time. I mean, I saw a guy. Let's just say this. You don't want to go to prison being a child molester or anything like that. I saw a guy, he came from another prison, and the guy was actually in a wheelchair too, in a handicap cell. His cellie was a hardcore dude, not doing life. He's never going home with one leg. So the guy knew that he was a child molester from another prison. He told him, you're not staying in this cell tonight. You gotta go, you gotta change. He wouldn't go to the COs to make it like, yo, man, I can't stay in the cell. This dude is not going to have it. So about 10 minutes before lockdown, this old man in a wheelchair, that's why you don't underestimate an old man in a wheelchair, with one leg, with his cellie, who's a child molester, who's watching TV, rolls right up to him with a shank and starts shanking him in his neck just to make sure that he's not coming in the cell. So all that stuff you see on the TV, blood squirting and holding his neck, went to the CO, is like, hey, man, I'm just stabbed and you can't go in this room tonight. Yeah, stuff like that go down, bro.
Definitely a dangerous place.
Yeah.
You get out of prison, right? You go back to St. Thomas.
Okay.
What's your life like?
Well, it's been 6 years now. Right now, I'm actually security for hotels and stuff. I just got off of work. You see, the thing is, the islands is not like the States. The cops, like you said, I love everybody. Black, white, purple, green. I'm not into that stuff. That's one thing about the islands. We weren't brought up that way. We're all people here. The cops are 99% black locals like me. So it's not like the States. You don't get pulled over for being black here because the cops are black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the gangsters are the cops, really. You know what I'm saying? So actually, if my life didn't go the way it went to, I now know that's actually what I went to go down. And actually, they want me to join, but I got so much stuff in my past that I'm actually trying to fix. Maybe even try to get a presidential pardon to expunge. Because guess what? This is your hood. It's just like in prison. In prison, guess what? You know politicking. The inmates are sometimes the cops. We police ourselves in prison. So you can't just say, we need cops. We need people to keep the peace. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wouldn't mind trying. Like, I know some of the police, and they want a guy like me because they know when they go down, I go down with it. You know what I'm saying? They need dudes like me because there's too much females who are gonna run when the shots are fired. I don't. I run to the fire. I don't run away from it.
You know,
See me?
you sent me the other day some pretty vicious pictures of people. You know, I don't want
Yeah,
to talk too much in detail about them, but I mean, both of them dudes were shot and just laying in the street. Was
yeah.
that the same incident?
No, one dude. I just recently got out of jail 2 years ago for attempted murder, where it doesn't take any evidence to lock you up, especially me down here. It's sad. We're basically an American territory that's a third world country. So I met this young guy in there. He was all right. He was cool with me. When he got out, I guess he had beefs. And they don't play down here, man. This is the islands. They go down here just like in the States. They don't fist fight down here. We shoot. That's why I'm bringing on all them guns down here. That's fist fighting stuff. You want to fist fight, you go to prison. Out here, we blasted.
Now, let me ask you this. You know, you were in the military.
Yeah.
You're pumping these firearms out there to people. Do you feel bad about it? Do you feel like you contributed to some of the dudes that are laying in the street?
Well, the thing is this. The guys, I screened the people I dealt with. Most of the people I dealt with were dudes, yeah.
Come on,
No.
come on,
Let me
Leon.
talk. Let me talk. Most of the dudes I dealt with were actually co-workers in the same place I work. Like if me and you working at Home Depot or something, and you just say, hey man, you know I'm that type of dude, and I think you're a cool dude, you're not a problem, you have a job, so you don't need to go out robbing people. I'm not gonna get no jack boy, no Glock. I'm not doing that. It's like, but some people down here, guns are very strict, a lot more strict than it is in the States. So most people just get guns off the street because the police department will give you a runaround, a lot of red tape. So people are just tired of it. So they just get guns off the street. So if you're a cool dude and we work with each other and you're not a bad dude, you say, you know what? Hey, if I got a Glock or something or whatever, here you go. But the thing is, a Glock might cost $400 or $500 up in Florida. A Glock might cost $1,500 down here, US. So it's a kind of a big markup. It's like the second biggest illegal operation in the Caribbean. Drugs go up, guns come down. Drugs go up, guns come down.
How old are you now, Leon?
I'm 43.
43 years old. Never going back to prison?
I'm trying not to.
Hey, I respect that. Let me ask you another little thing, right? So you end up seeing, you know, there's a couple cops from Coleman. We don't have to say their names. They're on vacation on your island, right? And you're working at a hotel or wherever you're working. And you see these people, right?
Right.
What happens when they see you? Are they nervous at first? Are they scared?
No, because I was working on the beach. We had a hurricane about 2017, Irma and Maria. I don't know if you remember that in the news. And one of our beaches got pretty badly destroyed. So I was helping fixing it up. And this was a few months after, but it was still in recovery. So there were tourists coming. And one thing about me, I got eyes like a hawk. The reason I'm this good with guns is all about the eyes, man. That's what makes you good with guns. It's about the eyes. And even Whitey said that. He said, you don't miss nothing, because I don't miss anything in the unit, man. You can't sneak up on me like that. I'm that dude. So I was just working on the beach, fixing something, and I just saw he was a lieutenant. He was a young lieutenant. He had just made lieutenant, and he was just a cool dude, a cool brother, African-American. And he's one of those cops that, look, man, I just got a job. I don't judge you. Just do what I kind of say to do, and we cool. You know what I'm saying? You're done locked up. Where you gonna lock me up again when I'm already locked up? That makes no sense. So yeah, so he was just a cool dude, and I saw him as like, hey, what's up, Lieutenant? I even forgot his name. But he kind of, I'm a dude. People remember me because I'm a laid back dude. That's just me. And yeah, man, we're cool. I think we even got pina coladas. I'm a pina colada with rum guy. Yeah, we took pictures, and that's why I sent you the pictures. Yeah.
So listen, we're going to get ready to close the show, right, man? I appreciate you coming on, but what message do you have to give, man, to kids, to people, even young men that might be heading down the wrong road, dudes that got out of prison? I mean, you're living your best life. It seems like you're doing all the right things, and you're going to try to stay out of prison. What message would you have for those type of people?
Yeah. Well, I just have to tell people, look, man, I messed up because I wasn't paying attention to myself and other people. You have more enemies out here than friends. And man, look, get yourself a career, a job, try to get a pension because nobody wants to work to the day they die. Hey, joining the military is not a bad thing, man. I mean, that's how I think, man. You want to shoot guns? You like guns? Why don't you go in the military? Shoot guns for your country. You know what I'm saying? Be a veteran. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You want to be a tough guy? Go in the Marine. Fist fight, knife fight, gunfight. Be a Navy SEAL. Yeah.
Listen, man, I think that is a good message. I never thought of it like that, right? Dudes that want to be involved in that stuff, man, they got places for that, but you can do it in a positive way instead of a negative way. And I guess that's our message today, man. You can go in there and do it the positive way, not the negative way, and that could set you up on a life course where you could do good things, where you're not going to be a prisoner, but maybe you could do other things with your life, right?
Yeah, even try to be a firefighter, first responder. Guess what? Be a police. Police your own community. Down here, the gangsters got badges. They're just good. Yeah. My philosophy is they just put a badge on before they got caught. That's all. That's the only difference between me and them. They put their badge on before they got caught.
It's all good. Listen, man, I'm going to close the show. I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to tell people, man, if you like the show, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. With respect, Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Until tomorrow, we're out.